Yeah. So, well, I don't know, man. I don't know if we hit like story necessarily. I don't know if we figured out like what John's story is, and I don't know that that necessarily matters. Um, this is you are gracious enough to be guest numero uno, and maybe that's what this looks like. Maybe it looks like you don't even necessarily know what the story is, but your
Yeah.
listener is able to hear the story. That you're in conversation and somebody's listening in and says, "Hey, that's a story I want to know more about."
Hmm.
Um, Kind of have to wait and see how
Stay
it
tuned
goes.
for episode 2. No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
right. Yeah, you know
I
what?
kept saying,
That's a
yeah,
good point. I do need you to rip through at least 3 voice related bits. Give me 3 bits.
3
I
bits
know you weren't
like
prepared.
off the cuff. That's okay. Um, so I've been doing this thing and taking what I call energy classes, or what she calls energy classes, a friend of ours. And she has me do voice stuff. So I was working on a couple of personalities because I don't do personalities well. And Christopher Walken, I kind of got it. I think they liked it. So you're like, wow, it's very good to be here. So that's the best one, and you have to have like an entry term, or like a word that gets you in there, and you enter the character, and you say, first off, this stuff is very good to have in my life, but sometimes I'm getting very confusing. But because I still don't understand when I'm grounding my energies, why everyone is looking at me. So the Latino accent for me is very, very fun. I've had a lot of Latinx friends. Mitch Hedberg's very near and dear to me, but I don't know that I can get into him very fast. Um,
You probably have to use quite a bit of marijuana if you really want to dive in.
yeah, that's true. I mean, the intonation's a little bit easier. I mean, you know, like slipping into British really isn't that hard, because if we're talking about like who is John Gimbel, the hardest part about being John Gimbel is not really knowing who you are. That's part of the search in and of itself. So wandering through shame, and you're bouncing off, mistake-prone behaviors that are holding back your talents. Um, Maybe it's a story of human depravity. Maybe it's a story we all have about, how do you get through the things that hold you back. I'm, like I said, I feel like I'm at the tension of my story because I've removed a lot of the voices, or learned to hear a lot of the voices that held me back, um,
So funny.
at
You
arm's
this word, the
length.
voices that hold you back. You're in voiceover, and there are voices holding you back.
Yeah, isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
So I